Hello everybody, if you're here checking out my channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. Today it's kind of a crappy day. We got some snow last night, and so I'm actually going to start working on this wire harness that I got right here. And I got my loud heater. Hopefully you can hear me. There's a heater back here right there in my shop, blowing into my little area that I put tarps up in the corner out here so that I can not have to worry about being cold. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this real quick, and I'll show you guys as I go. So here's that harness. I kind of got this stuff all this tucked in. This right here, all these pink wires have to have power to them, and there's some of these other ones right here that are gonna be for like my fan and all that kind of stuff. So I got my laptop out here so I can get on it, get on a website that'll show me how to wire in my fuse box. So this is the fuse box that I chose right here. So it's got six relays in it, so I can do like my fan, my start relay, whatever I want to put in there. And then I got a whole bunch of fuses right here, so I'll put some of those pink wires. I'll end up going to some of these fuses, and then you can just kind of mount this wherever you want once you get to that point. So I'll get started on this, and I'll show you guys. I'll actually give you guys the website. So I'll show you guys, and I'll give you guys the website in the description of this video, so you can go and check out the website that I'm going to use for this, for my fuse box. So stay tuned and I'll show you guys what I got going on. Alright, so I've been working on this LS motor a little bit that I got here. I've been trying to get it all kind of somewhat fixed up. Trying to get it cleaned up basically, because I need to put my new gaskets and stuff in it, my intake gaskets and all that kind of stuff. But I think I want to take the intake off and then maybe put it in the back of my truck and take it and pressure wash it and steam clean it off. Probably make things go a little smoother anyway, but like I'll show you guys. See, I got a lot of this stuff cleaned up. Valve covers cleaned up fairly good. Started cleaning up the ends of the head right there, but I just haven't had time. And then I got looking in the junkyard. Every time they pull something out, they busted this up, so I got to get a new compressor for whatever I decide to put this in. That compressor is sitting on there crooked. You can tell it's crookeder than heck right there. Oh man, so we got our work cut out for us, but we'll get her done. So see, that side looks fairly good. This side looks terrible because I need to do the valve cover gasket still. But we'll keep picking at this as we go. But maybe I'll take you guys out and show you outside how the weather is. And I don't even want to go out and be in that weather. It sucks. So we'll see what we can get done here today. I'm gonna get the rest of that fuse box wired in real quick for the relays and things. I want it all done, and then I can kind of move on to some other things with it too. But that's the main thing I want to get done, because then if I do that, we can do some other stuff with the wiring. Like I'm gonna get it all set up so that it has just a couple hot wires and a start wire and ground, and then I can drop it in anything I want, and then it'll be awesome because it just will be something different, and it'll be easy to install once I get all that stuff done. So I'll see you guys shortly. I'm gonna get back on that fuse box and wire it up, and then I'll walk you guys through that a little bit. Alright, so here's the website I was talking about. It's lt1swap.com, and you can go through there and find all your list of stuff. But this is all the stuff in your harness that you'll need and whatnot. So the yellow stuff is all things that you can remove when you're doing your build. You can remove all these things, unpin them out of your pins for your blue pin. This is the blue plug here, this set here, but it tells you at the top of the list if it's for the blue plug or not. So number 19 is my PCM ignition supply. It's a pink wire. I've already got it tied into my fuse box like it's supposed to be. Number 20 is an orange wire. So there's two orange wires that come out. Just let me put this stuff down for a minute here. Okay, so there's these two orange wires. They come out together. They're not marked any different, so you can't really tell which one is what. But if you, here's a little trick I like to use. So since I know it's number 19, whoops, let me get out of this light here somehow. Since I know it's number 20, number 20 is this orange wire here. So I'll flip this over to this side. And what the heck did I do with my little pick thing that I had? These might work anyway. I don't really like putting this in there by itself, but let's see. So if I plug this into here, just like so. Dang it, Kian. Can you come hold this, please? Yeah. Okay, so you can take this pick right here, stick it into this one just like that. You can touch this here, and you can come over here to your two wires. So this orange one doesn't set off my ohm meter, but if I go to this one, so that one is my number 19 wire, which that is, let me see, I can't remember what did it say that one is, or number 20 wire. That one is the orange wire. Oh, or no, dang it, PCM battery supply. So this one, this orange one, is going to be a wire that's going to be hot all the time. So I'm going to tie that into my fuse box here with a wire that'll be hot all the time to that. And I'll put a fuse in just for that. And then after that, I'll have to locate what these other wires are, because some of these will be used and some of them will just be gone. But so I'm going to do that. So let's see what's next on this list. I'm not sure what I got here. Let's see. So let's see here. So there's a TCC brake switch, cruise control, release signal switch, or switch signal. I don't need to do any of that one yet because I'm not doing anything with that. And that's for basically for your park neutral signal on that pin if there's no trans-mounted range sensors present. So I can add a pin to that one right here. So number 41 has nothing in it right now, but you can add a pin and add a fan there for a relay control for your fan, and that works out pretty good. Let's see what else. Okay, so 57 and 58. Let's see. So that's 57's a PCM battery supply. It's an orange one. Number 57. So it'll be on the other end of that plug. And then there's a data port right here too. So the second one down is the data port. So I'm going to tie in an OBD2 port to that. So I can use that as my OBD2 port for all my programming and tuning needs, and also to pull codes if something gets messed up. And 75 is a pink wire. It's the PCM ignition supply. So it's right here, this other blue one here. Okay, here's the green connector now. The green connector has your fuel pump relay, all that kind of stuff in it. So number 9 is a dark green and white. And it's a fuel pump relay control primary. And then number 10 is your engine speed signals. Okay, and there's another pin right here, 32, that you can add into to run a fan relay on it too. So you can run 2 fans and have them set for different temperatures or whatever you want to do. There's check engine lights, the next one, which is pin 46. Vehicle speed signal out. That's number 50. So basically all the yellow stuff can come out of your harness, but all the blue stuff, it's marked with blue, it's got to stay in and be hooked up, because that's like your key and all that kind of stuff. So that works out pretty good. But so I've got these are all kind of, oh my gosh, freaking light's gonna kill me here. Okay, so these wires here, these are all tied into these fuses. They're all fused together here. So there's blue wire coming out. This is a keyed hot wire. My blue wire And these other 4 that are reddish pink color, those are tied in and soldered and shrink tubed to all of my pink wires, because the pink wires all need keyed hot. So all my pink wires are all tied into these 4 wires right here, which will work. And so I got, let's see if I can open this up. Oh, by the way, this fuse box that I got, it's from Amazon, and I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks, and it came with, this is like a flasher relay, but I'm not gonna need that one. But it came with, let's see, it came with 1, so I can use one of those ones for start relay. I can use one of these ones for my fuel pump. And then I think last time I did this, it's been a couple years ago. I haven't done it in a couple years, but I think is what I ended up doing is I had a relay that also turned on with my key, which everything was turned off until I turned my key on, and that relay turned on everything. And then also, if I have a spare, I think this one will end up being spare, so I'll actually wire this one up too, but I'll just put a pigtail out this side over here, and that will give me, that should give me enough of a little pigtail that I can wire this one up so I can run like some aftermarket running lights or whatever on just this spare one that's in there. Or I can just have a spare one in here and pin it in with no wires going to it, so I have a spare that I can use in one of these if they go out or whatever. LT1swap.com, sorry. You can go there. You can actually, they have schematics on there for all the LT1 stuff, all the LS series stuff for trucks, vans, Corvettes, Camaros, anything you want basically to pull your engine out of. And you can just go on there to that site, and it'll actually show you the fuse box that they recommend to use that's cheap. It ends up costing just a few bucks. I went ahead and bought that style there because that one I think is what I need really for what I want to do, and I want it to look really clean. But their little box they build's really small. It's got 2 relays and I think 4 fuses or 3 fuses. It's very simple, but they have a diagram that you can actually sit and look at, and it'll show you exactly where to plug everything in for your hot wire, your keyed wire, everything. It shows you how to wire in your whole fuse box right to the very end. So I'll probably go ahead and wire mine up and I'll show you guys that. But if you want to see how to do it, the good way to do it, they should get all the credit for that, because they've made a lot of awesome things on that site and done a lot of upkeep on it. So if you have any kind of stuff like that, you can get on there and it'll actually give you websites where to buy each individual piece that they use for their wire stuff that they're doing on there. But I just decided to buy that style. It's different, but it'll work just the same yet anyway, so I'm okay with that. So I'll keep working on this and I'll show you guys where we get when we get done, and we'll probably walk through a whole bunch of this stuff and get it all done. So we're just kind of stuck in the shop where it's warm because we've been getting snow for a couple days here and there. So we just we closed off a corner of the shop with some tarps here just so that we would have somewhere to work. So we got a fireplace over here, so we'll just build this little fire in there, turn on the heater if we need to occasionally, but we're staying warm, and that's what matters. And I need to get more parts for my CUDA anyway. Okay, so we're gonna probably start working on the CUDA again soon, but I've got to be able to buy a radiator for it because my other radiator that I got sucks and don't fit. And I also need to get a carburetor kit for my carburetor and rebuild my carburetor, because right now if I put fuel in it and put any kind of pressure to it at all, the fuel bypasses the floats and it runs down the intake and floods it out. So gotta do that. And I also want to get away from the electric fuel pump that I have that I was going to use just for testing purposes. All right, everybody, so I got my harness pretty much laid out now. I'll let you guys check it out. It's not a finished product yet because I need to get some more, well, I need some more electrical tape, and I need some more loom, some bigger loom. But I'll kind of show you guys what I got here. So things are kind of just sitting here. My coils are just sitting here. So I got this all loomed already, all this all loomed up. I got these ground wires that I got to hook up, but I was going to hook them up back here. And some of them go to the engine, and some are going to end up going to the firewall as well, but I got 2 of those back here. This isn't loomed up yet because I'm not sure what I'm keeping of this. But this stuff goes to sensors down along the bottom edge down there. And then this back here, I don't have it wrapped up yet either because I got to run it clear down to the other side for my transmission. But I'm not even sure if I'm going to run a 4L60 yet that's wired for. So we'll have to see. But here's what's left of my harness. I just got to loom this up though because it looks ugly with just tape over it. But I mean, that's all there is to it right here. It runs out to here. Clear out here, there's the ECM and my fuse block. So I mean, I got a good 3 feet. I got a good 3 feet of length on the computer, the ECM, and the fuse box. So I mean, I can mount them. I think what I'm at putting this in, I'm probably gonna putting it in a Camaro or an S10, one or the other. But I'll have plenty of length with that 3 feet where I can mount the ECM, and I can also mount the fuse box to the firewall on that side or on the above the fender well somewhere. I'll put a little bracket right there, and it'll work pretty good there. But it'll either go, I do have my Barracuda. I was gonna put this 5.3 in there initially, but once I tore into the Barracuda and realized that the 273 that it has in it, it probably will last another 100,000 miles. I might have to pull the heads off and do like valve guides and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't smoke or anything. But it's just too cold out right now. I can't work all day outside in the work and then come home and go out there the rest of the day. It just is too cold. So it's actually cold enough in here right now you can see my breath, so it's cold. But anyway, so I don't know, this is my progress. I haven't wrapped this yet because I don't know. I may take the fuse box and I may run it over this way and the ECM that way, or they may end up hooked together and wired up right next to each other. Right next to each other would be okay if I had them about like that, you know, have that mounted and have this on some brackets so that it can be mounted in there. Pick up my knife before I forget it, or I'll leave it here. So yeah, it's got pretty good length on that, clear up to here all the way down, so that works. But it's just my rough harness. It's not done yet by any means, but it lays around the back of the intake. So if I get me an aluminum intake without all this other crap on it, I could probably actually just take this harness and it'll lay down in better. Like I can probably take all these and lay these down in along their fuel rails, or even like string them behind here, behind this tube that runs across the top, so they can just lay through here, and that would look pretty good. It would look better. And I could do the same on this side as well and just lay it through there and it would look amazing. So this coil's not mounted, it's just sitting there right now because I haven't got it. There we go, that's better. But yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. It's coming along though, so we'll keep tinkering with it until we put it in something. I actually found, I believe, I'm not sure what this is from exactly, but I found this intake tube that I can put on there where a sensor can bolt into it there, and there's a spot for a sensor there as well. So if I don't use those, I'll just weld them up. But I think this will be, I think that'll work good to get my air cleaner where I need it to be to. I just need to get some boots and an air cleaner and wash this down good and repaint it. And I also still want to do a lot of stuff to my engine. Like I want to get it all cleaned up nice, and we'll just keep picking at it until it's awesome. So that's gonna probably wrap it up for this video, but I'm sure here pretty quick we'll be making some more. I just got to get my shop cleaned back out. I got to get the S10 done next for my buddy. The 500 horse, well, it should be roughly about 500 horse when it's done. Once he gets he's going to put some stuff on it, a little bit of power adder there. So we'll see what we can do with it this weekend, and hopefully we can get it done and do a video on it. And then hopefully next week I can get it in and out of, well, hopefully this weekend actually I can just get it in and out of my shop and move on to my Cuda. I'm going to put my Cuda in here or my S10, one or the other, and get one of them going. Maybe my S10 pickup first, because I need it just to run around, because it's a 4-cylinder. It's good on gas. So we'll pick it a little bit and get it going. So you all stay warm, and I'll catch you on the next one.